Welcome back to another episode of Content Amplified. Today I'm joined by Raveena. Raveena, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Raveena, I'm excited for the episode. We've just been talking a little bit before we click the record button, and I love your story. I love your background, and I especially love your passion for everything going on in this space. So let's quickly dive into your background, get to know you, and then we can dive into the subject. But tell us about yourself. Let us get to know you.
So I've been randomly writing content since 2008, and it was actually very random. And I don't think I have stopped writing even for a day ever since then. So it's been years and years of content writing. Back in 2010, I got to write a poem for someone, ghostwriting. I've written films. I have written scripts. I have written stories for a lot of people but I don't have my name on it. And I think it's fine. It's fine. But that has shaped me in so many different ways. I've gained so much of exposure. It has deepened my love for words, and I love playing with words any given day. It's fun.
I love that. I love that. And where are you currently at, and what are you currently doing?
So I'm the content marketing manager at DAXCO Technologies, and it's a US based company. It's all about product. It helps gyms, be better at memberships, and it's fun. It took me barely a week or 2 weeks to learn about the entire product and the ways how it works. I'm still learning, even though it's been a year, but every single day is fun.
I love that. That's amazing. Well, Raveena, we're going to talk about storytelling today. And something that really stood out to me when we kind of prepare for these podcasts, we typically email back and forth a little bit about the subject. And a phrase stuck out to me that you said, and it's turning your marketing content to make it unforgettable. A lot of the times, I feel like we don't focus on making our content that good. But how does that work? How does someone actually take marketing content and make it unforgettable? I love that phrase and that terminology. How do we even start to think about making that kind of an impact?
So I have my own website, and the whole purpose of creating that website was I want people to come and visit, find something relatable, and get stuck to it, like get magnetized or attached to it, and never forget about the things that I write. My words are so important that people should just have that magical power, that attraction like a siren has, and they're like, okay, I'm hooked. So when it comes to marketing, the way to get someone, an audience attracted to your content is to make it unforgettable. If you say something that is relatable to them, if they feel that, hey, I feel like you just spoke the words right out of my heart. You were saying the same thing that I'm thinking. It's like, the movie White Chicks, they're like, oh, you said it, you were thinking it. It's just like that. And I have seen so many kinds of copywriting copies, so many stories. I always think that that's kind of relatable. It's like you're reading the entire story that I've been wanting to say, but it's there. I don't know how you know it, and I got hooked onto it. So that's one way to do it.
I love that. That makes perfect sense. It makes it feel like you're speaking directly to the audience. How do we start to understand the audience well enough that we can even, comprehend making content that, like you said, people get memorized, mesmerized by it and really get sucked into it? How do we start to do that research and understand and actually tell a story that relates?
Different niches is one way. If you're in a particular niche, you already know what the organization wants, the company wants, the C suite level people want. But when you're doing an audience study, you always send surveys, feedbacks. If you're not, you have to, because that's the only way you would understand that, okay, this kind of audience likes this kind of stories. Like even an internal survey, your employees should know what you are serving, what you are giving to the audience, and that's the way it clicks. Like if you're writing something, for me, I'm a content writer, so if I'm writing something, I want to know what audience is looking for. What do they want from the piece of content? What do they expect from the organization? And if I have that, I can write it. I like to do a deep research before just writing anything. I want to know why, how, when, what, and how do we go about it? Is there any way to modulate it? Is there any way to like hit the bullseye, hit the target? And the only way to do is surveys, feedback, surveys, feedback. So if someone is asking for a survey or feedback, it's better to fill it always.
I love that. So, are you asking for stories when you're talking about storytelling and making content unforgettable? Are you telling your customers stories? What stories are you actually telling through your content and marketing?
It's a mix. It's always a mix. So when you want to get someone attracted, you have to find their weakest point and make sure to turn that weak point into someone's strongest point. So when I want to find something relatable to me, I need to find something that matches a bit of my background, maybe my age, maybe my gender, maybe the way I think, maybe my star sign, maybe my zodiac, or maybe the tattoos that I have, something or another. Anything could click. Like, it's a lot of trial and error throughout the years, throughout a lot of months. Sometimes it just happens within weeks. It's all done. You got your target audience, everything's working fine. Sometimes it could take years together. 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, half a year. I don't know. I mean, it's a wide market. So anything and everything can happen at the same time. Sometimes your graph is going high, soaring high, and all of a sudden something's missing. It happens all the time. Every single storytelling piece is a hit or a miss. Few audiences get it, few audiences don't, and it's not necessary to relate with every single one. Everyone cannot be happy. You cannot satisfy everyone. So whatever you're writing, maybe 50%, you should actually think like, okay, aim for 100%, even though 50% is getting it and 50% is not. But don't stop trying. The moment you stop, you're like, okay, I don't want to do it anymore. It's not working out. That's when you are kind of pushing back, you're holding back, and you're not letting the content do its job. You're not letting the stories do its job. So keep on telling stories. Start with a tiny, miny story and work your way through. I mean, words, they can really, really make a huge difference. I was telling my sister the other day that, your mind is so powerful. It can make or break you. So if someone is saying something to you, you're hearing it, it's going into your head. It's your head's way, it's your way, how you want to take it. Do you want it to shape you? Do you want it to empower you? Or do you want it to break you? Like, if someone is insulting you, do you want to take it like in a good way? If yes, it could, like, you could do so many things. But if you think that, oh, that person is hurting me, I feel inferior, then it's really gonna hurt you and you're gonna be weak. You don't want to be weak. So storytelling has that power. The moment you read, you want to push people to the brighter side, the good side, the light. You don't want them to feel like, oh no, this is not what I want to read. You want to feel like, okay, yeah, this is relatable, but no, maybe, yeah, I like this, I'm enjoying this. So you want to give them that variation. That's how our life is working. We're having ups, we're having downs, and that's exactly how it works in storytelling.
I love that. So there's like 1,000 things I could pull out of there and follow up on. And I love first and foremost the passion. Like, clearly it's there. I think that's exciting. I want to touch on one point and get some clarification because I loved how you said this. You said you want to take their weakest point and make it into a strength. How does that work? What do you mean there? Because I could see 1,000 different interpretations of what that phrase means. And honestly, all of them would sound right to me all at the same time. So I'm curious, like, what your intent with that phrase is and how that tactically actually happens.
So, for example, you have published a blog. Now, it could be any random blog. We have a team working on how the blog is actually performing. How many organic, attractions are we getting? How much time is an audience spending on that? Are they starting and then within a minute they're leaving the page, or are they staying back for 5 minutes? It depends on what you're writing. Say you've written on top 7 ways to make your life beautiful. Now, who wants to make their life beautiful? The person who feels that their life isn't already beautiful. Everyone should know their life is already beautiful. You're living it. And that's exactly what I'm going to write in my story, that, you're already living it. Why are you even here? The top 7 things are you, and everything about you. So, for example, if there's another blog which says that, okay, top 7 things you shouldn't have in your resume. Those are the people who are actually going to say, like, okay, did I write something that I shouldn't have? There are a lot of things that you should mention in your resume that usually people say that you should not. People are modulating each other's minds every single time we are posting something, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, anywhere and everywhere. Anything and everything that is going on is having an impact on your mind. My husband and I keep on talking about this almost every day. He doesn't use Instagram throughout the week. Maybe for a weekend he might have it and he's like, okay, I'm done with it. It's impacting too much. I don't want to delete it because that's kind of a part of my job. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I need to stay in touch. But I don't let it affect my mind. For example, my husband wants to purchase a BMW or a Mercedes. He starts seeing those ads, or he starts seeing people. who have a Mercedes or a BMW, and he's like, maybe I should purchase it. Maybe it's the luxury I want. Maybe it's the status. Maybe I just want to have it because it has been a childhood dream. At the same time, I get the same reason. I'm like, I really like the Merc. I'm not getting it. And not that I can't afford it, I don't want it. It's your luxury, it's your dream. But when it comes to fitness, I'm like, okay, yeah, she's pretty fit. But I actually tell my mind that she is fit. That is exactly my goal. I want to be fit. I don't want to be her. I don't know if she's using filters or if she used AI, maybe some say beauty treatment, some augmentation or some Botox or anything and everything. There's so many things to go there. But I'm like, I'm happy naturally. I may be turning 30 soon, but sometimes I don't look 30 and I'm okay about it. Sometimes I look 35 because I behave like a 35 or a 40-year-old woman and I'm okay with it. I'm fine. So it all comes back to what's in your head, what's going on in your head, on how you want it to impact you. How do you
I
want it?
love that. Yeah. I love that. Again, there's so many things to break out of that. I love the idea of you're telling stories that help people take a weakness of theirs and help them kind of almost build up their confidence and their ability to say, okay, here are opportunities to get to where you want to be, and really resonating with this is probably where you started out, but we want to build you up even just a little bit by the time you're done reading this content, whether it's, for automotives or business or fitness and health or whatever it may be. That kind of framework stands inside of it. So I have to ask, because I feel like everyone has this on their minds all the time. When it comes to storytelling and content in general, AI is starting to kind of take over. How do you or don't you utilize AI to help tell better stories? Like my personal belief is if I asked AI to just tell me a story, it's going to be pretty bland. It's not going to be something that resonates. It's not going to, like you said, it's not going to hit my weaknesses and build me up. How does AI play a role in storytelling for you?
I've been using AI and everyone kept telling me it's going to be, your biggest enemy. It's going to eat up your job. It's AI. It's okay. It can do a lot of things, but it cannot replace the human. It cannot replace me or my words, my feelings. I've logged on to ChatGPT. I've given my information. I did try this as a self experiment, you can say. I gave in all possible details. Even till date, I'm using ChatGPT as my workout trainer. I asked her that, okay, I weigh this much, I can lift this much, I like to do my workouts so on so and so days. These are the days I want to divide it. That's what my personal trainer told me to do. But I want you to make a better plan because I want to lose weight from so and so area. I want to build muscle and I want to look slimmer and I want to maintain it. I don't want to have this for like 5 days, 10 days time period. I want this to continue like a smooth path, constant. It gave me a great plan, a really good plan. And then I went on the diet. And then I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I love eating junk food. And it's like, okay, it's kind of unhealthy, but in moderation. And then I was like, okay, give me the calorie list. Give me this. Give me that. So everything I do, I first go to ChatGPT and I'm like, okay, give me this information or tell me about this. I did try novel writing. It's pathetic. ChatGPT is really bad with novels. One, it has a limitation of the words, the amount of words it can produce.
Yeah.
And two, I think it loses on the story. It gets lost in its own words. A human is, pretty much possible. A human can lose the words too. But somewhere, our memory, we know that we had written this, or we can go back, read, and with ChatGPT, I'm like, I have to hit the caps lock, and I'm like, I told you that this is the story. This is not how it's supposed to be written. Go and change it and give me something else again. I've done that with almost all chats. It's like as if I'm shouting at ChatGPT, I'm scolding it. It's learning. So maybe another 20, maybe 20 is too much, 15 years, I would say. ChatGPT can possibly compete with humans, but it cannot replace them. I'm still adamant on saying this. It should not be able to replace any human being. All of us have different emotions. At the moment, I'm feeling something different. You're feeling something very different. There is no one identical to me. No possible one. Not my children, not my parents, not my husband, not my siblings, nothing. No one. What I am feeling is me. And even ChatGPT doesn't know that. So I can tell ChatGPT that I'm feeling really upset. Maybe I'm not. I'm faking it. ChatGPT doesn't know it. It cannot read my face. You can. So if I'm saying that I'm feeling really upset, you can read my expressions. Some people are pretty good at it, I'm sure, but not everyone is. And AI cannot recognize those emotions that we are displaying, we're talking about. We can always improve it, assist it. I'm feeling a lack of emotion, of aggression in so and so conversation. Bring up the aggression. I asked ChatGPT the other day to roast me, and I was like, "Go brutal, be the meanest person on earth, go for it." And I laughed at the roast. It was really good. It was actually very brutal. But if I do it to someone in person, I'm sure my tone, my way of standing or sitting, or my expressions, everything would have a bigger impact than what ChatGPT as an AI or any other AI for that matter can have on a person. So humans are anytime more impactful than an AI. And whether it's in words, even though words you can't really hear or see them, it's fine. But you kind of get a sense, you get a vibe. You have some voice in your head reading that out to you. And it's amazing how our brains can do that. I still get surprised when I'm reading. Like when I was reading your email, I was like, I'm assuming Benjamin would be talking to me like that. And that's how he's probably laughing. He's probably like sad, or he's implying something, or he's gonna be serious. My mind was doing that all to myself. And AI could not do that. And I'm so happy about it.
I love that. That's amazing. Well, Ravina, this has been an amazing episode. And honestly, I love your story. I love your experience. And I love how you view technology. You're 100% right. I mean, I agree with the idea that ChatGPT is out there to maybe play a role in our story, but it will never replace our story. It will never have a story per se. It'll just be another tool to kind of help us do something just like a keyboard or a camera, in aiding our story. It's still our story. And I love that. If anyone listening wants to connect with you online, Raveena, how and where can they find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram. I'm everywhere. My entire name works. I think Google my name and I'll be there.
Okay, I love it. We will link to everything inside of the show notes so you can find Raveena really quickly. Raveena, again, thank you so much for the time and insights today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was fun.